Hello, everybody. How we doing out there? I don't know about you guys, but we got some snow here, and well, I'm just gonna say I'm glad because I didn't have to go to work today, and I get to be here with you guys. I need to get some tea real quick. Shout out to everybody watching. What's up, Cassie? It's gonna take a few minutes for really very many people jump in here. Um, I almost wanted to share some really cool news with you guys, but I'm still gonna keep my lips tight about that. And yeah, you guys don't get to hear it. Shame, shame. I know. I'm kind of picking up around here, so I have a place to put my drink and all that good stuff. I got stuff on here from last week in my shelves. And hey, what's up, David? Welcome from Seattle. So you guys might be wondering what I'm doing live here tonight. The thing is, I'm doing some events called the Midwest Mystery Tour, and one of the locations that we are doing is a new location for this tour. It's Har-Ber Village in Grove, Oklahoma. We're gonna watch the old Haunting History Har-Ber Village episode. I thought it'd be cool to do that because, well, on next Wednesday, right? Yeah, next Wednesday, I will be going live from Har-Ber Village, and John and I are going to go do some ghost hunting. Um, but we're also going to go live there just to kind of advertise and promote the event as well. That's why I'm doing this live. We're promoting the event. Plus, get to spend some time with you guys watching an old video. This is going to be cringeworthy. Like, if you guys don't know, I've got another YouTube channel. I haven't used it in a while. It's called Paratainment Review. And basically, on that channel, like, I would review different paranormal shows that are on YouTube and TV and stuff like that, and critique it. Not only as a paranormal investigator, but also as a filmmaker and videographer. I critique it, and I thought I might as well do that to my own stuff too. So I'm going to be watching along with you guys. I'll have my view down in the corner, but I'll be critiquing myself. I know this is going to be cringy. I just know it. What did I do with my tea? There we go. But we're going to watch Har-Ber Village together, guys. There's a few of you in here, and out of you few, who's actually seen that video? Don't be shy. And don't lie either. Don't lie. Well, Lori, I miss doing them. It just takes so much time. Honestly, like, the Paratainment Review was a great idea. Um, but the problem was, like, a lot of YouTubers started doing, like, reviewing paranormal stuff, like big YouTubers. So now, like, I'm like, oh, now it's got a lot of people. You feel like the episode had a lot of crickets because it was outside? That would be not the case. That was the one that had a lot of crickets was the Peace Church Cemetery. That episode had a lot of crickets. Har-Ber Village, for those that don't know, it's an outdoor museum. It has like over 100 buildings at the museum, and we got to have access to some of these buildings, as well as walking around outside. And we also were joined by a local news reporter, who she was just kind of curious about the paranormal. She did a story on it as well on this location and our investigation. But this became one of our episodes. There was no rain, No rain, no crickets. I'm trying to think if we had one that had rain. I don't think I do. No, we did have rain at that big hospital. That big hospital. In season 6. Now, if you are wanting to go to this event, I do have the link to the Eventbrite page where you can get tickets. You can either get tickets for meet and greet presentation, or you can get tickets to both the meet and greet presentation and the overnight investigation, which the investigation goes till 2 o'clock in the morning. Typically, I have a mystery guest joining us. Race out into my face. Sometimes it's, people you've seen on TV, or just other investigators that I'm just friends with, or that I think are brilliant in the field. Would I be able to do that hospital for an event on my tour? The answer would be no. The people that own that building... Oh, try not to sneeze. The people that own that building, they live in California, and it's not like a individual. It's like some company that owns it now, and the people I got in touch with that let us in there were the caretakers of the place, and I don't know if they're even there anymore. We just got lucky. But I'm hoping I can do a hospital for the tour. I have a couple of them that I'm going to contact soon. Right now on the tour, I have just the 3 locations. I've been busy because working on haunted collabs again. There's so much going on, guys. It's unreal. So you have. And then you've got... Where'd it go? Oh. And then I've got Malvern Manor on May 24th. Up in Malvern, Iowa. If you guys have never been there, it is amazing. It's an awesome place. May 24th, 7 to 2. Same setup. We're going to have a presentation at the beginning. Talk. Chit chat, meet and greet, all that good stuff, and then we'll be investigating till 2 a.m. And then in September, I have McIntyre Villa scheduled. This one's kind of cool because it's a Friday the 13th, guys. Friday the 13th, McIntyre Villa, Atchison, Kansas. But there's going to be more coming. I know some of the people that attended last year had a great time. Well, everybody had a great time. I'll just say that. Not to brag, but people had a good time. One of the locations that we did this at, Carpenter's Mortuary, they're on board. We just haven't set a date yet. And that was actually a really active place, too. And before we get into the episode, let me just run this real quick. And again, the link for Har-Ber Village is in the description. You could also look up the Midwest Mystery Tour on Eventbrite and find the other locations as well.
They're conducting paranormal experiments that are kind of groundbreaking. Some of the stuff that David is doing, I never thought of some of this stuff.
At first, I was a little skeptic, but right now, the place is wild. There's definitely activity here, and I'm 100% believer.
Down in the basement with that experiment, something touched the back of my hair twice and brushed against my shoulder. And that was no joke.
Was pretty adventurous night because David always brings his experiments with him. We did several experiments that I think garnered some interesting results.
This was refreshing. It was refreshing to try new things and having groups willing to experiment with the group, and I think that's really cool.
Experiments were wild. pretty sure I felt someone lift my shirt up.
We'd come back and do it again, for sure.
I would do this again, and it was great.
I appreciate the work they're doing and their enthusiasm and their determination, to help preserve these old buildings and also conduct groundbreaking paranormal research at the same time.
And it scared the shit out of me in the basement.
If you have a chance to go to the Midwest Mystery Tour, just buy a ticket and go and have fun. It's a lot of fun, and David does not disappoint.
That's the end of the whole thing. See you on the next tour. That's a wrap. So yeah, you probably saw Josh Hurd in the background there at the end as well. He was one of the mystery guests. KD Stafford was another mystery guest. We have some new mystery guests that I'm currently in talks with, having them come out to these events, especially if I go further up north, which I'm planning. I've got some good ideas for some places like in Indiana, Michigan, Illinois as well. I've got something up my nose here. This is driving me crazy. But yeah, so guys, if you want to join me on the mystery tour, get your tickets. Also, if you don't know about the tour, what I do on these tours is a bit of a mystery, hence the name. But I do experiments with people. I do a lot of psychological and physiological experiments with people, and all the guests get to participate. If they don't want to participate, that is perfectly fine too. But nobody doesn't want to participate. Any place closer to home so you can go to? Atchison. I don't know how close that is for you. Where at are you, Lori? You guys can't see the comments. If you're on YouTube, you can't see the Facebook comments. Yes, I do that. I forget where you're at, Lori. You're not in Richmond, but I know you go over there. So you got to be in that area, right? I believe. Oh, 35 miles south of Rolla. Yeah, I'll have some places closer for you then. I'm waiting to get the contact information for a place out that way. And it's a big place. So, and it'll be my first time ever going there if we can get that set up. So that'll be cool. So yeah, more places coming soon. My goal is honestly to get like 30 locations set up. It's not going to happen, but if I can just kind of at least get one a month, that'd be freaking fun. And on top of that, guys, while I'm doing all this touring, if you haven't yet, you need to go over to Haunted Collabs, the YouTube channel, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. We're going to start filming this next month. Hopefully, if everything works out, we're going to start filming this next month with some other paranormal teams. And this is going to be a show in which I'm basically just traveling out to meet some other paranormal teams, and we are filming them. I'm filming them. It's their investigation. It's almost going to be like a haunting history style, where you get to learn a little bit about the history of the locations, but you'll also get to learn about the team. You'll get to watch the teams do their thing, and all that good stuff. I think it'll be cool. A lot of teams have reached out. We've got a good roster, I guess you could say. So head over to Haunted Collabs. Make sure you subscribe to that. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, you better. You better. One of these days, Lori. One of these days. So with that being said, guys, this video, again, if you haven't seen this episode of Haunting History, this is like one of the very first season of Haunting History. This is like 7 years ago. This is when I first started filming. I had no idea what the hell I'm doing. No idea how to edit or anything like that. So it's going to be pretty cringy. All right. Fair warning. Again, I'll be watching it myself, and I'll be critiquing myself and the team and all that good stuff. So no No kid gloves, right? Of course, artists, and I say artists loosely, they're never satisfied with their work, and they're always critiquing their work harder than anybody else's. So, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Har-Ber Village. Let's do this. Still proud of this intro, though. Hey, David Glidden guy is pretty freaking awesome, huh? So some fun facts about the intros. Fun facts about the intros. All the intros I did for Haunting History, they changed every season. And if you didn't know that, well, now you do. But this intro in particular, I actually went outside. This is all one storm. I went outside and filmed all this. And, yeah, I could have got hit by lightning doing this. And that figure is John, by the way.
On the outskirts of Grove, Oklahoma, is a small village unlike many others. Har-Ber Village rests on the shores of Grand Lake of the Cherokees and houses thousands of historical artifacts.
These items in this case are specifically related to bullet extraction and amputation. They would have used a probe like this to see if they could find a projectile in a wound.
I should have gave that man some credit. I should have put his name on there.
Because if the bone was severely damaged or shattered, then there was no other choice but amputation. But if they did find a projectile, they would extract it with a bullet extractor or bullet forceps. They went in the wound closed, and they would open them enough to grasp the bullet and extract it. Then they would probe again for the damaged bone, and if they locate a damaged bone, they would anesthetize the patient immediately. They would cut through any soft tissue, muscle, and skin with a soft tissue instrument, and then they would use a capital amputation saw.
That's not enough, man.
Through the bone.
She's an axe. Just one and done it.
From Native American heritage to wartime history to local historic figures, there is something for everyone in this amazing museum.
My voiceover work is shit. Like, it's horrible. But I will say I did get enough B-roll. And it's really easy to get the B-roll for this place because there's so much. Like I said, there's over 100 buildings at this place.
My name is Amelia Chamberlain, and I've been the Executive Director at Har-Ber Village for 3.5 years now. As Executive Director, I wear a lot of hats. I have staff who do a lot of things as well, but it's a small museum.
That music needs to come down.
16 staff.
The village got its start in 1968 when Harvey and Bernice Jones added a church to the property they had purchased in 1944. The church was built with handmade bricks from before the Civil War, and after the church was built, vacationers boating on Grand Lake started coming ashore.
Harvey and Bernice Jones were from Springdale, Arkansas, and Harvey was the Jones.
I'm going to say right there, I liked how I changed, like the transition into where she's talking more about the history of the owners and stuff. Like, there's that soft change, music change, everything. The mood changes right there. That's pretty good. That was pretty good of me. Also, I do want to add, for those of you who wonder why this is a little jumpy, so StreamYard only allows like 23 frames per second for streaming. This video is 29 frames, so it's going to make it kind of jumpy and stuff. But it shouldn't be too bad. Shouldn't be.
Vacationers boating on Grand Lake started coming ashore.
Harvey and Bernice Jones were from Springdale, Arkansas, and Harvey was the Jones Truck Lines magnate, if you will. He operated that for many years. It was I think it was probably the largest trucking industry in the nation at one point. And he and Bernice purchased land in Grove, hoping to have a summer home here. It was right around the time that the lake went in, which would be in the late 40s. And they built a home here, and I came here regularly. And at some point along the line, Bernice, who was very devout, wanted to have a church nearby, so she wouldn't have to travel all the way back into town. At that time, I guess roads weren't quite what they are today. They built a house, a log cabin. I guess they located one and brought it in for the minister. And then Bernice said, well, you know, the minister's children need a school, so they brought in a schoolhouse. Harvey attended lots of auctions, and he always kept his eye out for different structures, different log cabins. He would go and approach the owner, and his crew would go out and dismantle them, and they would bring them here and put them back together again. And so today we have probably 26, 27 different log cabins that came from the 4-state region. They did not ever start out with a museum in mind. It just sort of happened. Once they had the church and the school and the log cabin down there for the minister in place, people started coming ashore to visit the church. And I guess they just started thinking, well, gee, you know, we could have more things here. And so they started bringing in the buildings, as I mentioned, and actually constructing some buildings.
Harvey and Bernice would go to auctions to buy antiques. With over 100 buildings in Har-Ber Village, they were able to fill them up, and then some.
If I remember correctly, there are over 500,000 pieces of
Harvey
antiques.
passed away in '89. They sold the Jones truck lines, and I believe it was valued at $81 million at the time that he sold. They sold that off, and you know, so Bernice was pretty well set. They both were very philanthropic throughout their lives, gave to churches and schools and, you know, you name it, and including Har-Ber Village. They'd set up a trust that would continue to see us, you know, function. And when Harvey died, it wasn't too long after they'd sold the truck lines that the company that bought it actually went bankrupt. Bernice ended up buying the truck line center, Jones Truck Line Center, back, and she changed or made it into the Jones Family Center and donated it back to the town, the community of Springdale. And there were all kinds of things there, ice skating rink, computer lab, all this stuff, and it was all to be free to the public. Har-Ber Village was also free to the public until about 2002 or so. We decided we needed to really start charging admission because, you know, we had so much in a trust, but it wasn't going to continue forever, and we needed to start bringing in some revenue. And while Bernice wasn't too happy about that, she understood the need for it and agreed to it before she passed in 2003.
By the way, with the event, that I'm going to be doing there, proceeds are going to go to Har-Ber Village. So you guys are also, if you do the tour or if you do the investigation, proceeds are going to go to Har-Ber Village to help sustain it, whatever they need. So
Har-Ber Village is not a place known to be haunted. In fact, the thought process behind investigating at Har-Ber Village was spirit attachment. A spirit can be attached to a person, place, or an object. And at Har-Ber Village, being a museum, they've got tons of historical items on display.
Okay, my name's John Martin.
Guy was handsome,
I've been here
man.
for about a year and a half, a little over. And my daughter comes out here quite often, and she says she feels certain spirits or feelings anyway in the dollhouse over and around that area.
That dollhouse is creepy as hell.
She has been known to see spirits and talk to them.
That thing, look at that. God almighty. Great setup.
We did have one instance that was kind of funny, and I'm not sure all the details about it, but We have some soapstone figurines. I guess they're Asian carved, and they're in our Asian exhibit now. But at one time they were in one building, and they did some reorganization of the exhibit and relocated a couple of the figurines to another building. Not unusual. They kind of try to mix it up a little bit. And they every night we go through and make sure the padlocks are lined up a certain way and the doors are latched and that everything is secure. And they come in the morning.
What is up, Clay?
This one building, the door.
About time you joined one of these things.
Door, it was still padlocked, but the door had come unlatched, so it was kind of like open. And that happened for a series of days and or even weeks, I'm not sure. And somehow or other, a visitor found out about it, or some conversation came up, and they said, "Well, you need to get those figurines back together again. They want to be together." And so they relocated moved them back so that they were together, and they never had any trouble again.
We had Carly Willis from the local CBS station join us for a Halloween story. She was able to experience a few things before she left at midnight. My name is David.
Hey, I actually have to work too.
My name is
I have a
Barry.
full-time job.
And
besides
I'm
this
Carly.
stuff. You goober.
Came here with respect. We don't want to scare you. We don't want to hurt you. We're not here to get rid of you. But if there's somebody here that can hear my voice, we'd like to speak with you.
We have plenty of tools in here that you're very familiar with.
I caught a lot of
If you would,
flack
just
for
come
having
in here
that
and,
background music in
start showing
on a
us
lot
what
of
they're
these.
about.
Sometimes I have it in, sometimes I don't.
Okay, we're in the dollhouse. I'm John.
Dawn.
Carmen.
Are there any children spirits in the
What's up,
building
Brandon?
looking after their dolls?
Just watching an old episode of Haunting History, and this is a location that is part of the Midwest Mystery Tour, so people can get to go on an investigation with me here.
We've got a digital
in May.
recorder and a K2 meter that you can go near the one that has a little green light. You can touch it and it'll make the lights change colors. It'll show that you're here. If anyone's present, can you tell us your name? Can you tell us how old you are?
Hello, Kimmy. Oh, these dolls.
Are your parents with you if you're a child?
I wish I had better IR lights back then.
All right, so we're entering the back door of my Lowry house.
See, it's even better when you get to look at this stuff up close and personal.
Yeah, because how many people get to do stuff like this?
Right.
That's one thing I definitely love about it is, you have the paranormal out there. It's awesome when we find those actual evidence and stuff. But I think the most rewarding thing for us is being able to come see these historic places and go places and hear the stories of these things that no one else gets a chance to hear.
Well, and interact with it too.
Yeah, I mean, you touch stuff that somebody's touched like over 100 years ago.
Yeah.
You're holding it in your hands or something. It's
and the only other ones to touch it is maybe like a curator or something.
Right.
Oop. By the way, that is.
What was that? That was not a gunshot. If that was a gunshot, it would have been like from in here.
It was louder than a gunshot.
And it carried more.
We just heard the sounds of footsteps in the cabin, but with somebody shooting a gun from across the lake, we are not sure of what we experienced.
Yeah.
5 sounds.
What was that?
That
was not a gunshot. If that was a gunshot, it would have been like from in here.
It was louder than a gunshot.
And it carried more.
So we've got a digital recorder. That's a device that can record your voice if you're saying something to us. And Don has a K2 meter. It's a device
That damn Nick Simons is what it was. What is up, Nick?
like electricity or magnetic field.
If you guys don't know Nick,
Yeah.
he's
And if you
one of
touch
the
that, you can make them
stars of the,
change colors.
OnlyFans.
If anyone's with us, can you tell us your name? Your house is a lot smaller than the houses nowadays. Everybody has big giant houses. Of course, back in the old days, people didn't need a lot.
Nick has OnlyFans. He is his only fan. Just kidding, Nick. We love you.
Smooches.
If you've watched the first season, you've seen us use this doll in episode 3 at the private residence. There's actually a section here that's full of dolls, and we're going to put her in the middle of it and see what happens if
sure,
something
Clay.
wants to move it or try to put it away for us.
You guys come investigate with me at this location, you're going to experience all these freaking dolls.
If there's anybody here who can hear my voice, there's a doll in here that has been misplaced. She is in the middle, and we need to put her up. She's on the floor. Can you put her where she belongs?
We decided to use the PSB-7 in hopes of establishing a line of communication.
That was a shit transfer right there.
If there's someone here with us, will you please give us your name?
Amazingly, we get a direct response to Barry's question. After reviewing, we capture more than we thought.
Will you please give us your name? Are you freaking kidding me?
Does that say Tim?
Yeah.
Is it Tim?
Tim. I heard Tim on it.
Was that your name? Tim?
And then just a second ago, there was like a little girl's name. That was weird.
That was definitely something not normal.
In that short time, a few things came from the spirit box that leaves us scratching our heads. Here is the playback with what we hear being said.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Does that say Tim?
Yeah.
Is it Tim?
Tim. I heard Tim on it.
Was that your name? Tim?
And then just a second ago, there was like a little girl's name. That was weird.
That was definitely something not normal.
How old are you?
I'm gonna pause right here for a second. So that's the PSP7, and reminder for those of you that are just joining, like this video is like 7 years old. Okay, so this is like when I first started like filming Haunting History. I don't use the PSP7 anymore. I've moved on to other spirit boxes, but like some of those answers that came through, like I could still hear it without the words at the bottom of the screen and stuff. But one of the things that you kind of have to realize is in that area, like there's not a lot of radio signal that you have to deal with. So that was a cool thing for us. But we were still new with the PSP7, so showing it off, trying it out. Real quick in the comments, guys, if you're still watching, throw out your favorite piece of equipment. Put it down in the comments. Put it in chat. All right, let's back to it. She's possessed.
Do you like all these dolls?
She's got the pouty lips.
So that was the radio station.
Yeah.
What's right there in front of me?
Try really hard to answer these. Can you tell me if you're male or female? Would you like to play a game?
It's crazy that it just goes silent like that. And it's not the power of editing, I promise you. It literally went silent. Still there.
How about a joke? Knock, knock.
It almost sounded like it said who's like faded off on the there.
I know.
Finish the joke.
We hear a childlike voice begin to respond, but it's unclear if it came from the PSB-7 or from around us.
Knock, knock. All right, let's try this again. I got a new one.
I could tell from which direction though.
I know, I just heard it back that way somewhere.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Is that you making all that noise?
I really wish I had better IR lights back then.
What would you like me to do?
With no further responses, we moved our focus to the war exhibit.
You see me do the flashlight trick with my mouth?
Soldiers. My name is David Glidden.
My name is Barry Tidwell.
And I'm Carly Willis.
We're here to talk to you about what you've experienced. Which uniform is yours?
This exhibit is crazy, guys.
Brown?
What did you say?
Did I say brown?
I can, yeah.
Okay, we don't have a brown. Oh, maybe we do. Over here. There's a brown. What's your name?
I'm David Glizzy.
It was an S sound.
All right, so we went to the Civil War / military museum section and wanted to get a response by using sounds of battle from that era.
Always love doing this.
That was Carly talking, love. What happened?
Something tucked in the back of my shirt.
Here, give me your phone.
Hang on a second. I think I just noticed something.
Keep going.
Or something caught my eye. I'm going to back it up.
That was Carly talking, love. What happened?
Something tucked in the back of my shirt.
Here, give me your phone. Keep going. Go ahead, check it out.
The big oaf.
Is there somebody here?
Again, if you guys want to check this place out with me in May,
So while I was actually
links down in the
playing
description.
that information, there was a tug on the back of my shirt. Spooked me out, turned around, and couldn't find anything.
Medic, we got wounded. Get over here. Medic. Wounded. Soldier, get over here and tend to this soldier's wounds until the medic gets here. I need you to wrap his leg up and seal that wound. Corporal, get over here. I need you to get out and flank the other side. Get some ammo.
Oh, Barry, if you ever see this, you're cracking me up now. That's Barry Tidwell, ladies and gentlemen.
Haha. Vending machine.
Vending machines are down here, aren't they? The other end.
So there was a bang at the end of the
bathroom coming
hall.
up here.
He thought they were the vending machines were down there, but the vending
Yeah.
machines were
Ice
behind
machine
us.
down there?
Vending machines are over there.
Well, yeah, vending machine.
Down there, there's nothing.
There's got to be an ice machine down here.
It sounded like something fell. But was it actually all the way down here, though? That's the thing. Ooh, the soap statue. Check it.
Yeah, I looked when I came over here. It's still there.
It's still there. What about these ones?
Oh, yeah, I haven't checked those. See if anything.
Yeah, they're still there. Okay. Damn it.
Yeah, I don't see anything that's falling.
That's interesting.
A lot of crotch shots in this.
Wow, there is brown right now.
Aura, Hedrick, Jerry and Boyd.
Wow.
Should tell Jeremy about that one. And then there's that right there.
What? Oh, that one? What says Kaufman?
Yep.
Yeah. EVP session. This is John.
David.
Barry.
Hit my
Carmen.
dad bod before dad bods were cool. What's up?
Not really a good spot, is it? Set it up there. You got the new recorder there?
Mm-hmm. Okay, set that in here. I'm going to set this one over on this side.
Yeah. So I was thinking too.
Ooh, that was me.
Inside the Native American display building, we played music and
Hey,
chants
Tara.
in order to elicit a response.
Okay. Let's do these in like burst sessions where play one file, and once it stops, we'll just be quiet for a few seconds, or a minute or something like that, and see if anything picks up.
Alright.
So go ahead and play the next one.
That's John getting into it.
that somebody?
Yeah, that was mine.
Like the file's glitching out there. I don't know what happened. At least we're not running around going, oh my god, ah! The best thing about our channel was we just investigated like actual people. The way you're supposed to.
You okay, Barry?
Sounds like prayers to sing this week or something.
I know, I've been watching you.
He's feeling it. Yeah, that's what's up.
Is that someone's thud?
I thought you bumped into something.
No.
You didn't bump into that beam behind you?
Let me show you where I'm standing.
Oh, okay then.
It sounded like it came from behind me. Or
I
behind
heard
me.
from your direction. That's why I thought you bumped into that because of the way it looks on here.
I had originally thought Barry had bumped into something, but he was not close enough to cause the sound. But after listening to the audio from both cameras, it almost sounds like a drum being struck.
Is that someone's thud?
I thought you bumped into something.
No.
You didn't bump into that beam behind you?
Let me show you where I'm standing.
Oh, okay then.
It sounded like it came from behind me.
Alright, so what we're doing here is I'm actually pulling up on my phone Civil War battle sounds.
We had to go back to that exhibit.
We're going to try to, drum up some kind of response, activity, anything, because we're dealing with the Civil War section over here at Har-Ber Village. We usually do this as trigger sounds. You have trigger objects. This is going to kind of be like a trigger sound to see if we get anything.
Facebook ad.
Here we go.
How many of you watching do this kind of thing on your investigations? Like, do you play sounds and then stop it to see if anything reacts to it? Hello, Governor.
With no response or reaction, we once again turn to the PSB-7 in hopes to get a response.
Or reaction.
Can you knock on something twice? Knock twice, like. I'm seeing like shadow movement in there in that blue light. It's right underneath those boots. While in the military exhibit, we had the spirit box going. I was seeing a shadow inside the display, and as I was commenting on the shadow, I felt something poke my shoulder. And I looked over and Barry just started moving towards me, and as he started moving over, I then felt something on my elbow, and I turned around and I thought it was Barry, you know, touching me or messing with me. But it wasn't. He had a camera in his hand, and we don't know, I don't even know what to make of it. And it's got to be from maybe here, because the blue light's facing that way. We're not...
He's all up my grill.
No, I just got touched twice.
What?
Yeah, the first time before you moved over here, I thought you poked me on the back of the shoulder. And then just a minute
Anybody else
just
hear
now,
that
I
on
just
the
felt something on my elbow.
PSP7? If anybody else didn't hear it, I'm going to play it back. It almost sounds like it says shoulder whenever I'm talking about being poked on the shoulder. I'm going to play it back.
No, I just got touched twice.
What?
Yeah, the first time before you moved over here, I thought you poked me on the back of the shoulder. And then just a
Says it
minute
at the same
just now,
time.
I just felt something on my elbow. No, I just got touched twice.
What?
Yeah, the first time before you moved over here, I thought you poked me on the back of the shoulder. And then just a minute just now, I just felt something on my elbow.
Pause this for a second. So that's something I always did in like haunting history, was there'd be like little bits here and there that I would just kind of leave there and not say anything about it, just to see if anybody else catches it. That was one of the things I put in left in this, where you guys, nobody really caught it, and yeah, it's just there. But paranormal, probably not. Who knows? It is pretty weird.
Stand and deliver. Give me your name.
That's what my wife said.
Like I was seeing a shadow movement underneath these boots right here. You see these boots?
The tall ones?
Yeah, these tall ones right here.
Mm-hmm.
I was seeing like a shadow moving in there. And like a shadow figure.
What's your name?
And it can't be any of us. If that was you, thank you for showing me that you're here. Can you do something like that again? Can you touch me, pull on my shirt? I'll shut this off for you. I'm gonna leave that blue light on in there in case I see that again. We had a really good investigation tonight. There were some things that happened that we didn't expect that would happen. With a lot of antiques and collectibles here, it's hard to imagine that there might not be any kind of spiritual attachment to some of these objects, and we're hoping some of that shows up in the evidence.
Funny story, somebody said I was part of the Illuminati because of the way I held my hands in a video.
Early in the night, we placed Barry in the jail cell. In the audio, you can hear a whisper that seems to say something like, "Get out of there," or "Get out of here."
I'm gonna run into the other room over there.
Okay.
All right.
For those in the back.
I'm gonna run into the other room over there.
Okay.
All right.
Later on, we conducted a part of the investigation in the saloon. As we were about to leave, this whispering voice was captured.
I don't know what it is about that spot, man. It was just,
I almost want to run back by here with the K2 later just to double check.
Right?
We are unable to make out what is being said, and will leave it open to interpretation. Thousands of items have passed through the hands of generations and are now displayed at Har-Ber Village. And because of the care taken by the staff, the collection started by Harvey and Bernice Jones can now be enjoyed by everyone. Each item has a story to tell, but some have a haunting history.
Alrighty. Guys, if you ever want to come to Har-Ber Village, May is the time to do it. I'm hosting an event there, May 11th, part of the Midwest Mystery Tour. You can get your tickets at the link in the description of this video. If you're on Facebook, I think it's probably going to be on top. I don't know. It's there. But it's Grove, Oklahoma. It's an outdoor museum. We'll have access to some of the buildings. And there's over 100 buildings on this property. So, like, hundreds of thousands of items, historic items, are at this place. I think they're well over 500,000 items that they have at this location. So, what are the odds that there might be, like, some kind of spiritual attachment to one of these items? You know? I would think it'd be pretty good. Tickets I have available are $15. If you just want to come do a meet and greet and see a presentation, it's only $15 for that. But if you want to join us for the investigation and the meet and greet, it's only $60. And we may or may not have a mystery guest already lined up for this one. The mystery guests are usually people that are friends of mine in the paranormal field. Some of them are people you've seen on TV. Some of them are just people that some researchers that I respect. And we always do, part of the mystery tour is that I do experiments with our guests. And these are generally psychological, physiological experiments. I think, well, I've even done some that are like frequency based. But like it's a fun and different and unique type of public investigation. And I guarantee you will not be disappointed. It was kind of fun watching an old episode. What year did that come out? Let me see what year I put that out. Give me just a memento. If you're wondering what that sound is in the background, I have a little space heater in here because I kind of needed a space heater in here in my studio. Let's see, view your channel. Let's see when Har-Ber Village. I know it was season 1. It's like a long time ago. So had to be 7 years. Nope. It was at least 8 years ago that episode came out. Damn. I also have some other events, guys. If you are in those areas or you want to travel to those areas and check some other places out with me. Like I said, May 11th, Har-Ber Village, Grove, Oklahoma. And then May 24th, I'll be at Malvern Manor in Malvern, Iowa. The place is awesome, guys. We did this place last year, and one of the guests and myself heard a voice in between us that was pretty audible, like we could make out what it said. And then later on that night, up on the second floor, we also, myself and Charles Fort, my podcast co-host, we again heard a voice telling us to get back because we were doing an experiment, one of the experiments that I run, and we got a male voice. And then this one's for September. It's Friday the 13th in September. I'll be at McIntyre Villa in Atchison, Kansas. That one's a fun place. It's big. Stephanie is a great host, and I enjoy going there. I'm also going to be setting up one at Carpenter's Mortuary. We have a couple episodes on Carpenter's Mortuary on Haunting History's YouTube channel. But the guests last year, that was another location that we did last year, and there was a lot of experiences that were had there, and I think the majority of the guests definitely are going to be back once we set a date for that. We have not set a date. So there's that. I'm going to play this again just because I can.
They're conducting paranormal experiments that are kind of groundbreaking. Some of the stuff that David is doing, I never thought of some of this stuff.
At first, I was a little skeptic, but right now, the place is wild. There's definitely activity here, and I'm a 100% believer.
Down in the basement with that experiment, something touched the back of my hair twice and brushed against my shoulder. And that was no joke.
It was pretty adventurous night because David always brings his experiments with him. We did several experiments that I think garnered some interesting results.
This was refreshing. It was refreshing to try new things and having groups willing to experiment with the group, and I think that's really cool.
Experiments were wild. I'm pretty sure I felt someone lift my shirt up.
We'd come back and do it again, for sure.
I would do this again, and it was great.
I appreciate the work they're doing and their enthusiasm and their determination, to help preserve these old buildings and also conduct groundbreaking paranormal research at the same time.
And it scared the shit out of me in a basement.
If you have a chance to go to the Midwest Mystery Tour, just buy a ticket and go and have fun. It's a lot of fun, and David does not disappoint.
That's the end of the whole thing. See you on the next tour. That's a wrap. I promise you I did not pay her to say that. I promise you. She came up with that on her own. That was something she threw in there. Malvern, the music works up there in the upstairs. Oh, I bet it does. One of the things we did at Malvern, which I'm going to do again this time, like this next time, we did hide and seek with the spirits. And the way we did this was one person was the seeker, of course. Everybody else hid in the manor. And the seeker had a ghost box, a spirit box with them. In fact, it was a microcom, I'm sorry. A microcom built by K.D. Stafford from Ghost of Devil's Perch. Josh was the first one to go. He used that box. The idea was for the spirits to communicate to Josh where we were at, so he would have to find us through those means. And he found us quick. And the box was actually telling him where people were. Funny thing, when it came to my turn to look for people, especially Josh, it actually helped me find Charles and some of the other people. But when it came to Josh, they kept telling me different places. And I have it on video, and I'll probably put the video up somewhere. But there's one instance where I'm in the nursing home wing, and I'm asking where Josh is, and it literally tells me room 18. So I go upstairs, go to room 18. Nobody's up there. Go back down to the nursing home wing because I'm like, if I got a direct response there, I'm going to go back there, get another one again. Asked again, where's Josh? Come on, guys. Where's Josh? And then there's a voice that comes through that says, he's in his office. So I go down towards his office. It's locked. It's locked. He's not in his office. We couldn't find Josh. He had the best hiding spot. But long story short, we're going to be playing that game at Malvern on May 24th. So again, guys, if you want your tickets for any of those events or any more coming up in the future, just search Midwest Mystery Tour on Eventbrite. More events are going to be coming here soon. I'm also going to be doing some filming while I'm out and about for Haunted Collabs. So make sure you go to the YouTube channel for that. It's going to be Haunted Collabs, or youtube.com/@Haunted Collabs. And get to share in different experiments with different teams and see how they investigate. I've got some paranormal tip videos that I'm putting on there as well to help other people out. whether you're a beginner or a advanced, I guess is the word. I don't know what the word is. I don't know what I'm looking for. So that's it, guys. Thank you guys for joining me watching Har-Ber Village. It's an amazing place. I can't wait to go back. I will be back live on April 21st from Har-Ber Village. I'm going back to do some more investigating and ghost hunting. But while I'm there, I'll do some live stuff. And I may even have one of the viewers participate in an experiment. So, yeah, you guys, if you're watching it, you're going to get to somebody's going to get to participate in an experiment from their own home at Har-Ber Village. So, pretty cool stuff. Thank you guys for sticking around, and yeah, that's it, guys. And if you're a fan of Boogeyman Radio, if you're watching Boogeyman Radio, if you're subscribed and all that, it's a podcast, myself and Charles Fort on YouTube at Boogeyman Radio. We do it every Monday night at 8 p.m. Central Time. But this Monday, tomorrow night, we will not have a show because Charles is coming back from Las Vegas. And so we just won't be having a show. But we will be on next week. So thank you guys for hanging out, and we'll see you again. Wait, I guess that was tonight, wasn't it? Today's Monday, isn't it? Wow. Wowzers. Yeah, no show over there, obviously. That's why. Okay, I'm getting out of here before I get too tired.